Hey everybody, we are doing an experiment today. So as you can see, I've got both my hands free. We're going to be recording this through some glasses. So what I'm going to be doing, I guess, is kind of pointing at everything that I'm working with here. So this is coming up from my ground layer that I've got attached to this tree, as is this, right? So we have some pretty serious branching already coming off of this. And just the amount of top growth that I'm getting right here, if it continues to go, I'm not really sure that the root ball, even if it's filling out this little pot that I have it in, is going to be able to support it. So I checked and did see that there was some rooting that was happening on it. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and detach it from the parent tree here. And I'm going to get rid of this weed while I'm at it. So I've got my shears, these are disinfected, and now begins the fun part. So I am going to try to move some of this dirt, and we'll see what we see under here. I actually see, yeah, I see a little root. So we did have some roots coming out of the bottom, and I'm just trying to use my finger here to detect where this is connected to the parent tree so I can get it removed. And this is actually a little bit more of an adventure than I thought it was going to be. All right, it is right up there, bumped up on the base of the tree. Okay, I feel it. So this is almost like doing a surgical procedure. So I'm going to loop as best as I can the bottom of these shears over it. And we should be able to lop and detach and have ourselves a new tree. All right, come on now. Okay, so that was a successful little lop. And now we're going to remove this. We have some nice little angles here. So it's going to be a bit of an artistic video. We're all a bit artistic when it comes to fig trees, I think. But, okay, so now I'm going to take this out of the pot. And we're going to say a little prayer and hope that hope this kind of holds together and it works. So we can see the bottom there. So I'm just going to gently push this through and wiggle it out. Okay, let's see. Come on, work with me, baby, work with me. All right. Actually, you know what? I'm even going to take this tape and see if I can make the pot a little less structurally intact, so that I think the recording might have stopped, so I just restarted it. But here we are working this out of the pot, oh so gently, oh so gingerly, and you can see all those roots there. There we go. So yeah, I'm just going to have to be very careful with this as we set it down into its new home. The root ball did not stick to it. I really hope that's not going to be too much of a problem, but we're just going to set it down in here and kind of gently tamp it in and see if we can get it to stick. And I'm probably going to apply a little bit more potting mixture to the top of this here. Really try to get a nice base here around the bottom of it, so that way it's not going to sway too much in the wind. And so one of the things to really think about here is these leaves are all going to be transpiring moisture from the tree. And it's going to have to try to replenish that through these roots. And because it's not a super established root ball here, we're going to keep removing some of these leaves. So I'm going to take my trimmers here, which I'll be, oh yeah, look at it, look at that. That's, we're going to have to figure this out pretty quick. But I'm just going to take off most of these leaves except for where we have the growth tips. And by removing these leaves, we're not going to be losing as much moisture as we otherwise would. I actually already took out quite a few of them that were running up along the bottoms of these stems prior to detaching it from the parent tree. So I'm going to move this somewhere where it's not going to get a lot of wind. Actually, you know what? I might even take this back out and try to get it back in here a little bit deeper. Just trying to be really gentle because these roots are fragile. All right, so I've got it right up on the side of the house here, so you can see that nothing is going to be blowing on it. And I put a lot more soil around it to kind of give it just more surface area to rest in, to keep it even more stable than it already was. And then I watered it in really good. And so I'm going to keep that nice and moist, especially for the next few days. And we can already see that you're not really getting any dripping with the fig latex here, because all that turgor pressure was coming up from the root system of the mother tree. And we're actually already starting to see a little bit of wilting and drooping because, again, just the pressure of all that fig latex and just the general moisture that was coming through the parent tree is cut off. As soon as you cut it off from the bottom, that pressure is going to drop and you're going to see everything kind of wilt and droop. So again, if you have a lot of foliage on something like this, there's really not much of a reason at all to keep it. And what we're going to be trying to do the best that we can is just hope this top growth stays alive while those roots are starting to really bind to this soil inside of the pot, draw moisture from it, and just kind of keep the thing going. But if all this top growth dies off, there's always a chance that the roots, as long as they're healthy and intact, can pop up a new sucker, and we'll have a successful ground layer propagation. It's my first time trying one straight out of a pot. The other one was a branch that was laid down on the ground, and that one actually worked really well. But yeah, we'll see how this one goes. You know, fingers crossed, because it could be a pretty good hack to getting yourself a decent sized tree, like right out of the gates. You know, air layers are always good if you want to do that, but ground layers, don't sleep on those either.